Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Tatianna Anesa. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and join the fam. You can also follow me on my Instagrams, which will be on the screen for you guys, as well as always linked in the description. So definitely check me out over there and on TikTok so we can connect further than just YouTube. I'm super excited about today's video. I literally was sitting down getting ready to film another video when I heard a knock at the door. And I was like, okay, what is that? Are packages starting to be delivered now? Like, what's happening? And sure enough, it was from Colourpop, and it was the Colourpop x Tinkerbell collection. I'm so excited to be reviewing this for you guys because I have some thoughts. I'm wearing the whole collection on my face today. I did purchase the whole collection, and your girl excited about this one. So if you want to see all the swatches, try on, and all my thoughts on this new collection from Colourpop, then definitely keep on watching. Right. Got the prices, got all that good stuff, so now we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and start off with the eyeshadow palette in this collection. You guys, this is probably my favorite Colourpop collection that they have released this year. This eyeshadow palette is so beautiful. I just want this up on display because it is just that stunning. I just love it. It's absolutely beautiful. The look that I created today, oh my gosh, I'm like really blown away by this whole collection. I'm just saying that right off the bat. This palette is a lot bigger than their typical 9-pan palettes. This one is more of like the pan sizes that come in the limoncello palette. I don't have that palette with me today to compare, or any other eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop. They're all still, you know, at my apartment. I'm not gonna lie, there are probably a lot of Colourpop palettes you could dupe with this one, but if you love Tinkerbell, if you love the collection, if you love the design, if you just love the shades inside this palette, then I feel like, hey, like pick it up, buy it, you know? So on the front, it says sprinkle a little magic with the really gorgeous Tinkerbell. I love this little silhouette profile on the palette. And then on the back, we have all of the shade names, all 9 shade names, and the sizing and all of that good stuff. And then in the inside, there is a mirror, which is amazing. Like, I love when Colourpop palettes come with a mirror. I just find it very, very convenient. I will say there are 2 bone, skin tony kind of shades in this palette. I do feel like those 2 shades are a little bit too similar to each other, so I kind of feel like one of those could have been, I don't know, a brown or another deeper shade rather than having this one deep green in the palette. But you know, that's just my personal preference on what I would have preferred. Okay, let's dive into how I got this eye look today, because girl. So I started off with the shade Awake, which is the deepest shade in the palette. It's a really, really deep green shade. I took that and I kind of sketched out kind of like a cut crease in a way, like a cut crease wing. I sketched that out. Then I went into the shade Sleep, which is this really, really pastel-y almost green, and I personally did not think this was going to show up on my skin tone. I thought I was going to have to build it up, but girl, was she so pigmented. It did all of the work for me. It's like this formula in this palette, I don't know what it is, but it's absolutely stunning. And you guys see how pigmented that green is and how vibrant it showed up on my skin. Then of course I cut my crease with concealer. I could not find my P. Louise base anywhere, so I used concealer to cut my crease. And then I went into the shade Pixie Dust, which is this really, really gorgeous, I guess lime green shade. And then I went into the shade Small Fairy, which is this gorgeous gold in this palette. I love this gold. I feel like this one could have definitely been called Pixie Dust rather than Pixie Dust being this lime green shade, which I found very interesting that that's what they chose Pixie Dust to be named as. And then I'm going to tell you guys how I completed the look with other products in this collection. But from the palette, that's literally all that I used. I used 4 shades. This look was super, super easy, honestly. And the formula in this palette is amazing. I feel like this is one of their luxe formulas. I feel like Colourpop has 2 different formulas. One is luxe, one is their normal basic formula. This one is the luxe one. I feel like they pulled out the best of the best formula for this collection. Highly recommend this palette. It's only $16. I think that is so affordable for this palette, especially because it's a Disney collab. Pick this up if you are interested in it. I just can't wait to display this palette because I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm definitely going to be keeping the packaging so the palette stays very much pristine. Next up in this collection were 3 Super Shock shadows. They actually come in this trio. I'm trying to see if the trio like if you can buy these shades separately. I don't think you can. Okay, so you can buy each of the Super Shock shadows for $7 a piece, or you can get them in the trio for $20. Well, I mean, it's not that much of a better value. You save $1 in the trio. So if you want all three, just get the trio, you'll save $1. Packaging on these Super Shock shadows are literally breathtaking. I cannot believe that this is just this beautiful. I just want to display this whole collection. I want to save everything. I don't want to touch anything. I just want it to stay beautiful, pristine. Like literally, I want to frame this whole collection. That is just how stunning it is. So the first one we have is called Fly to Your Heart, and this is the shade that I put in my inner corner of this eye look. Really, really gorgeous. It looks like pixie dust to me. Like it's just really gorgeous, shimmery glitter. Very stunning. And then the shade Straight On Till Morning is a lime green shade. Honestly, this shade looks like the shade I put on all over my lid in the collection. So I do wish that this shade was a little bit different. You guys, Callie is eating. So if you guys hear crunching, that's Callie eating. This shade, I feel like it could have been very much different. This shade could have been easily left out of this trio and we wouldn't have missed it because we basically have the same thing in the eyeshadow palette. And then the last shade in this trio is stunning. It's probably my favorite Super Shock in this collection. This one is the shade Never Grow Up. It is this gorgeous burgundy shade. I don't know what made them go with this color of a shade, but it is gorgeous. If you didn't want the trio and you just had to pick one shade to pick up, I feel like this one right here is the most unique. There are no other colors like this from Colourpop. It's really stunning. It's like this burgundy shade with a hint of like little gold sparkles throughout. It's beautiful. I wanted to put this all over my lid and call it a day, but I'm probably going to use that tomorrow in a look because it's stunning. It's stunning. The attention to detail in this entire collection is just, it blows me away. It really, really does. We have 3 Super Shock cheeks in this collection. Now, here is where I have my thoughts. So, these 2 shades I used today. So, I used the shade Darling and the shade Happy Thoughts. So, I took Darling and I used this kind of as like a blush topper. I knew it wasn't gonna pack that much of a punch for me like on its own. So initially I went in with my Pat McGrath blush in the shade Paradise Venus, and I felt like this one would pair the best with the Super Shock. This is what this looks like. And I just felt like these 2 together would make a beautiful, beautiful combo, and they definitely do. So I used this shade as like a topper shade to kind of like give me that gorgeous sheen. There isn't glitter in this, which I love. It just gives you a gorgeous glow to the cheeks, and it's very, very stunning. Also, the packaging on these is so cute. It has Tinkerbell on the front. And then this shade right here is called Happy Thoughts, and this one is more of like the highlighter of the 3, and I did use this as my highlighter today. Very, very stunning, really gorgeous. This is a very, very stunning highlight, well, Super Shock cheek, and I feel like a lot of different skin tones will get a lot of use out of these. They are sold in a trio for $24 if you want to get all 3, or if you just want to get them individually, you can get them for $9. And then the last one we have is called Magic Moon, and this one is super light. I feel like this shade could have easily been left out as well because I feel like we have so many of these Super Shock shades in the Colourpop line. So in this collection, we have 2 cream gel pencils, not cream gel liners, they're cream gel pencils. And oh my God, so cute. Okay, so when I initially swatched these, I was a little bit disappointed in the shades. I feel like this brown shade definitely did not pack a punch. They both are like metallic liners, but I just was disappointed in these. These didn't feel as creamy as they usually do. These are, I don't know, that's all I could really say. Like, if you like the shades, pick them up, but me personally, I'm just not a fan of these 2 shades. So yeah, I don't really have much to say on these, to be honest. You guys know I love the cream gel liners from Colourpop, but I was just a little bit disappointed in these 2 shades. I feel like this shade, this brown shade, is too close to my skin tone and it won't really show up. And then this green shade, I mean, the green shade's pretty, but I feel like we probably already have that shade or something similar to it. So lastly in this collection, there are 2 glossy lip stains. I have not worn this new formula a lot recently. I've only worn it like maybe once. I think, and that was for a video, and I never picked it up again because just timing and everything like that. But I will say I am wearing the deeper shade in this collection, the shade Clap If You Believe, and then the other shade's Tinkerbell, which is like a mauvey pink. This formula is extremely sticky. Like, these are the glossy lip stain formula. It's a new formula from Colourpop, but they are extremely sticky. It doesn't feel very comfortable on my lips right now. Like, I don't really like how this feels. I don't know, like if I put a little bit more on, first of all, it goes on like nothing, which it's really lightweight. It's a really lightweight formula. But once it dries, like it doesn't fully dry down, but once it like gets like settled, it stays kind of sticky. But I do see that Colourpop's coming out with a cream lip formula, and I feel like I'm gonna like that formula much better than this one because it's probably gonna give that cushiony feel that I wanted these to kind of give. But in a way, I mean, it does say glossy, but like, I don't know how, I'm just not really the biggest fan of this formula, you know? The shades are really gorgeous. I do love the shades. Kind of have like these little goldeny specks throughout, but you can't really tell too much on the lips, but yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's like either you might love these or you might hate them. I just don't really care for them. They're not a formula that I will remember to reach for in my collection over something else. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that is everything in the collection, you guys. Honestly, like my standouts in this collection, like if you had to just pick up anything and you just were like, oh, I need something from this, I would say most definitely pick up the eyeshadow palette. It's stunning. It's only $16, and I believe coupon codes do work on this collection, so there's so many out there. You could definitely find one, but the palette is such a highlight for me. The Super Shock Trio, most definitely, but out of the trio, I do love these two specifically. The whole trio is gorgeous. And then these two right here are also standouts for me. Everything else is good products, but those are products that, like, if you know that you love them, definitely pick them up. But if you know you're not gonna get use out of them, you know, like that's one of those like you could probably skip over. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.